Hello everyone. This story is about sorry. Bear and Rabbit were the best friends you can imagine. They lived in their Bear Rabbit house. They cooked their Bear Rabbit meals in their Bear Rabbit kitchen. Rabbit was better at frying mushrooms, and Bear was perfect at making honey cakes. At night, they slept in their Bear Rabbit bunk bed. Rabbit slept below and Bear slept above because he was better at climbing. In summer, they lived in their treehouse. Rabbit told stories to Bear because he was better at telling stories. It was a wonderful feeling being a good friend and having a good friend. One summer morning, Rabbit saw something blinking and twinkling in the sun. "Look, Bear," he said. "What's that down there?" Bear lowered Rabbit to the ground in his basket and climbed down. Then they ran to look for the strange thing. Bear went straight up close and looked into it. He had never seen a thing so shiny. "Goodness," he said, "it's a picture of me. Look, Rabbit, what a fluffy bear ears I have." So Rabbit looked into the shiny thing. "You're kidding," he said. "It's a picture of me. My pretty long ears. Don't you see them?" "You are completely wrong," said Bear, grabbing the shiny thing. "These are my small, round, and fluffy ears. This is my picture." Rabbit grabbed and Bear pulled, and Rabbit pushed and Bear tugged, and the two of them tore the shiny thing in two. Then they both stormed off with their own little pieces. Oh, how mad Rabbit was! He strode back to the Bear Rabbit house and slammed the door. Then he stuck the shiny thing to the wall so he could look at his picture proudly and say, "Wonderful, pretty, long ears." Then he went to bed. What else could he do alone in Bear Rabbit house? Meanwhile, Angry Bear climbed up the tree house and stuck his piece to the wall. He sat down on the bench to admire himself and his round, fluffy ears. Then he looked down to the Bear Rabbit house. "I could really do without such a friend," he grumbled. Evening came and night came, but Rabbit could not sleep, and he wasn't angry anymore. "How silly I was," he sighed. How good would it be to have a bear here with me, so I could tell him a wonderful good night story." Up in the tree house, Bear stared at the moon. He was sad and felt lonely, just like Rabbit. "What can I do to make Rabbit happy and to be my friend again?" he thought. Then Bear had an idea. He took his little piece of shiny thing and climbed down the tree. Quietly he padded to Bear Rabbit house. But Rabbit was not in bed either. He was standing outside, holding in his hand his own little piece. When he saw Bear, Rabbit walked towards him and whispered, "Sorry, Bear. You can have my picture." "Oh no, I'm sorry," Bear said, and gave him his own. But when they got into a huddle and looked at the shiny things, what did they see? What did they see? A picture of both of them. That's just perfect, said Bear and Rabbit happily. So, the moral of this story is that you should say sorry when you have done something that is not nice, because by saying sorry, you can have your friends and your loved ones back in your lives again, and you can be happy and live happily again ever after. The end.